In this video, we will break down the unique traits of ENTJ. ENTJs are all about action, planning, and they like to be the driving change for people and in systems or groups. Compared to other extroverted thinking users like INTJs or ISTJs, ENTJs, just like ESTJs, thrive truly for action. They want to actualize instead of observing. This means that ENTJs prioritize external and practical solutions compared to internal discovery. ENTJ's interaction style is directing, which means there is a time and task focus in their speech. Their intention is to give structure or direct people towards something. They are also initiating, which means that they can come across as reactive to situations and they like to push people forward. This means that they would rather actualize something externally than internalizing the outcome only. They are also systematic, which means they want to create order and they thrive best in order and organized environments. Anti-temperament, which means INTPs, ENTPs, INTJs, and ENTJs have a, as Linda Behrens calls, a theorist pattern, which means that they like to create abstract, multidimensional models of things. They like to be strategic and understand the system holistically. And they want to understand the underlying reasons and the underlying systems and models in things. ENTJ's first function is extroverted thinking. Because of their extroverted thinking first function, ENTJs come across like these annoying question askers. They always want to ask, what do other people think about things? This first function, this wants validation for their ideas. They want to confirm that their ideas are truthful in the group. This function makes ENTJs quite empiric and action-oriented. Because in ENTJ's world, everything that is relevant is practical and external. Their thoughts, their internal thoughts come and they seek and observe their internal thoughts based on the external reality. Before having a conclusion or before discussing anything with anyone, they like to make sure that their data and understanding is up to date. So they like to gather information beforehand. Compared to, let's say, INTJs, ENTJs use their introverted intuition supporting function as a support and underlying pattern recognition component, which means ENTJs use their creativity when there is an obstacle on the way, when it is needed. This function is the thing that can make ENTJs hyper-focused. They can have a singularity. Their intention can be just so directed towards one only and one thing. If your focus goes all over the place and it's hard for you to focus on one single thing, then most likely you are not an ENTJ. When ENTJ knows that they are doing something actually meaningful, they would die for it. They are extremely relentless towards themselves and towards others when directed towards a goal. Generally, ENTJs do not like improvising because ENTJs would rather like to map out the outcome and the steps towards the outcome. This introverted intuition gives ENTJs a natural task prioritization. Remember that ENTJs are the ones who have one of the most efficient brains, which means that ENTJs, even sometimes too much, can easily shut down thinking, shut down brainstorming if there is no specific purpose or motivation behind it. This intuition can also make ENTJs like abstraction, like philosophical concepts, and interested in finding the underlying pattern. And because of their childish, extroverted, focused sensation seeking, speaking, ENTJs have work or play hard modes, which means when they work hard because if they have a purpose, they will do anything. But when they decide to play hard, they do play hard. And sometimes so hard that they don't even see the bad consequences of those. A childish physical sensation function, ENTJs can come across arrogant because of this function, and they can also be playful and adaptable, relaxed, and they can be extremely optimistic towards their own behavior and actions, which is actually super interesting. ENTJs do something which is called taking ownership and being grateful, being proud of your experiences. You can hear ENTJs saying often, I am here or I experienced this because I did it myself. I worked hard for this. I own this experience I had. ENTJs crave for tangible and practical solutions, and they truly value also concrete experiences. This function can make ENTJs come across as creative and self-expressive. One thing I want you to notice, ESTJs, one of the most common types, are much better at micromanaging, multitasking, and even improvising when it comes to intuition and abstraction, compared to ENTJs. ENTJs, on the other hand, are usually highly deliberate and meaning-oriented. That's their nature. And their improvisational and creative capacity can be, and often is, exchanged. Because ENTJs, on the other hand, can have the most focused, singular intensity. ENTJs are not super good with their emotions because their aspirational or inferior function is introverted feeling. ENTJs question if their emotions are real. This is also why ENTJs usually have closely guarded inner circles. And even if people assume them to be part of some group or community, ENTJs often hardly identify as being a part of a community. They have this natural tendency to suppress the negative and useless emotions. Don't understand me wrong, just because they are suppressed doesn't mean they don't impact. But at the same time, when introverted feeling is aspired in ENTJs use this function to connect with others, to create meaningful relationships. And they can really truly own the darkness of their emotions. And most people don't understand that once ENTJs are a bit older, they become real humanitarians. Because ENTJs believe that meaning and purpose is the core of life. And when their material or societal status is fulfilled, ENTJs often are left with finding their true identity and finding their moral values or embracing their own values. Therefore, this function can truly also be the source of what makes an ENTJ extremely good leader. What would an unhealthy ENTJ look like? In an unhealthy state, ENTJs can become extremely stubborn and uncompromising, which truly can lead to detriment for themselves and others. And they might be so disconnected from their emotions that they can be detached for why am I doing anything? What is the personal meaning of my life? And for these ENTJs, people, emotions, and values are only tools that serve the next goal. When this kind of unhealthy ENTJ does not achieve a goal and loses especially the control of the situation, these ENTJs burn themselves out, losing touch with their nature. Unhealthy ENTJs can be extremely assertive, not knowing when and how to compromise and when and how patience and tolerance is needed. ENTJs are extroverted, but not in the same way as many other extroverted personality types, because ENTJ's extroverted first function is a thinking rational function, which means ENTJ's extroversion can come across bossy, goal-oriented, task and accomplishment-oriented. Therefore, many ENTJs can even identify as being more introverted. Although ENTJs can truly be also social butterflies, their internal dialogue fundamentally still depends on external exploration, research, and engagement. ENTJs possess high self-esteem and they can behave gregariously also. Hopefully you enjoyed watching this video about this dynamic but powerful ENTJ personality type. Share your thoughts with ENTJs. And remember to like this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.